You know, gas prices, they are coming down at the pump, but it's not just gas prices. Commodities across the board coming down and coming down sharply. Leslie Josephs here with that story.
Yeah, everything's coming down.
Everything is coming down, right?
Everything
except for coffee?
Well, except for coffee.
But let's not worry about coffee, right?
Well, not just coffee. I mean, we've had a little bit of bounce in the last week. I mean, we're seeing corn prices move a little bit higher. So,
but roughly since February, commodity prices across the board coming down very sharply. Why is that?
Same global gloom, slower demand out of China. China is a big consumer of everything from cotton to coal to oil, as we know.
Right, iron, steel, everything.
You name it, and they eat it.
Right.
So we're seeing that. We're just seeing global growth. We're seeing more European gloom despite the deal from last Friday, and those things are influencing commodities across the board. So
now this is obviously a good thing for consumers. For you and I, right?
It depends what we're consuming. And we've spoken about this sometimes. If, let's say, corn prices come down, it doesn't mean that your box of cereal is going to be cheaper the next day.
And not the next day, but it takes a little while.
It does. Right? I mean, with cotton, for example, it takes 6 months before a price of jeans, you see a lower price for that. But if companies, food manufacturers, apparel manufacturers, they can pass those higher prices that we saw in the past off to consumers, and they were successful at it, they'll continue to do it. We did see some consumer prices drop this quarter, which coffee, most notably, big brands like Folgers.
Right. Now, how does this affect the industry? I mean, these are big drops. Does this start? I mean, does it start screwing up planting seasons? Does it start hitting the speculators? Where does this fall within the industry?
Well, both of those things. And manufacturing can slow down if they don't have a place to put it. And we had a story in today's paper that talks about how there's a buildup of stocks and of iron ore, for example, in China. And if they have nowhere to put it and those costs are so, I mean, what are you going to stop ordering it? Cotton, for example, if the prices are so low, farmers will grow less of it. And it's, then we'll see higher prices because we're going to have less fiber in the end. So.
Right. Now, do people think that this is, people in the industry, do they think that this is sort of a permanent change, or is this just a fluctuation thing? Do they see these prices staying?
The super cycle, it depends. I mean, we are seeing actual numbers of slowing growth, especially in China, and I mean, even in our own country.
It's everything we're talking about. It's actually the whole show today is about the slowing global picture.
Right, exactly. Whether it lasts, I mean, it's yet to be seen. We have to keep an eye on other things too, because the population is what it is, and if we have a weather problem, especially for the agricultural commodities, those can spike right up. Whether it's permanent, no, nothing is.
Nothing is permanent. All right, you're right about that. All right,
morning
Leslie Joseph, thank you very
philosophy.
much.